incest, destruction, explosions,
more incest,
and
dragons,
and
the occasional dragon.
And Amy, there was nobody actually getting kidnapped in the background. We are at a park, and those are our fan base that don't know we're here.
There is a pond behind us, and someone tried to throw someone else in the pond, and
I'm right here, so it wasn't me.
Sorry, I failed.
They're hiding people under the picnic table.
That's why it's all sticky.
Not going there.
Okay. This may go down to history as being the worst episode ever, just for the simple fact.
No, I think the worst episode ever for us was literally our first one because we were both drinking.
Yeah, I missed that episode. That was a fun episode.
None of us knew what the hell we were doing, and we still don't.
It was the first time we were doing the podcast, and I was like,
I'm glad you continued with that sentence, because if you just left it as that was our first time, I'd be scared.
First off, okay, you and your mind and her mind you're really perverse. And I don't know whether...
Never.
You've known us how long, and you've just realized this.
Okay, carry the 5. Okay.
You count that high?
We'll just say I met you on your
more than
your
2,
wedding.
Okay? There you go.
I met that masked guy at his wedding.
No, you actually...
Social.
No, you didn't. You actually met me at church. I tried to steal your hat. We went bowling. It was the beginning.
Anything before drinking didn't count.
That seems like he's a little obsessive over you. Be careful.
Yeah, I know, he is very obsessive.
I'm upset. I am.
He's actually like fondling my knee underneath his table.
Okay, considering that both my hands are above my head.
There's no proof.
No. And unfortunately,
and we just lost our camera guy. He is hunting he's hunting a fish. So if you hear a random splash and scream, he fell in the pond.
I think there's a raid going on behind us, or he's going after a Magikarp.
He's going after a Magikarp. So not a raid. The raids are actually almost done, unfortunately.
And see, with my schedule, I never actually get to do any raids except on my days off. So,
and I agree with Amy. We should have just called this the Warp Show, but due to copyright laws, there's actually a concert series called the Warp Show.
I think we actually had an episode called The Warp Show or something very similar, So Amy just brought up a very interesting thing. You tried to steal my hat inside a church. No, I didn't. I tried to steal your hat at a bowling alley.
But with church people, right?
Okay, technically speaking, this was our friends, so I wouldn't actually call them church people.
Oh, okay. They're people who attend
who attend church aren't very churchy people, though.
No, they're more...
Although they do like to look down their nose like some people from churches do, so... Yeah.
Well, you heard it here. I'm not going to go into any more detail because this will be rated R.
Oh, man.
There'll be so many R's in this episode that will literally sound like pirates.
And you realize you're dead when you want to go off and start singing VeggieTale songs.
Oh my God! Please never mention that word. Like that. What is the point of talking vegetables? I understand talking animals, even though that's slightly irritating in itself. But talking vegetables,
because it was a novel idea at the time, and everyone
were they on crack?
I think they drank a little bit too much holy water, but
they had to. Anyone who thinks that Vegetables That Talk is an entertaining kids show would belong in the same group of people as the ones who thought Teletubbies was smart.
Okay,
I agree.
So Teletubbies is still on TV.
Okay,
God help us all. And VeggieTales have been around for close to 20 years. God help us all. In a good way. And yeah, probably the creators of both those series got a ton more money than us. And they still do not have as much money as whoever came up with the idea of putting sharks and tornadoes together.
Hey, the people who brought Sharknado brought Z Nation, so I will not fault them.
I will fault them
for the simple thought,
simply because someone thought that putting sharks and tornadoes together was good television.
It was good television for the first time.
And now they're on, like, what, the 5th movie now?
I believe we might be on 6.
William and I actually joked about this a couple days ago, so he probably knows for sure how many there are.
Well, William, please don't tell us because I don't want to feel extremely sad. I actually liked the first one. Other than that, it's just a repeat and recycled of the entire concept.
How far can you really go with that concept? Like, seriously, okay, we're going to take sharks and put them in tornadoes. And, yeah, I mean, how many times can this randomly happen?
Well, look how many shows out there are literally recycled versions of themselves and continue to go on for years and years. You look at Friends, you look at,
Okay, so, I mean, to your point, it has been said that you can trace every story that's ever been written back to 7 stories.
Pretty much.
So, and unfortunately, apparently the 7th story was shark movies.
Well, yes, but yes, fine. Well, I'll give you that. But still, there's so many different ones out there that are literally recycled versions of itself, and they work. So why can't Sharknado?
I
have no argument.
No, I think my biggest problem with Sharknado is the fact that I didn't come up with it. So.
True. So apparently there is 5 Sharknados. So I was wrong. There's 5, not 6. And apparently this latest one is they traveled through a time warp and kidnapped Finn's son. Or at least Amy Heard. So that's about my knowledge on that one. I got to about 2, I think. And then I stopped watching.
I honestly, I was surprised. I think I heard there was like a part 3 in it. And only because I think Chris Jericho got like eaten in the second one. And that to me made it a classic, even though I never actually saw it. And by the way, my brother-in-law actually went to school for Jericho, so I can go off and mock him all I want on a personal level. So
everyone mocks Jericho.
Everyone mocks Jericho. Again, that guy makes more money than everyone at this table, in one day. So
I think in one match, the guy makes more money than all of us do in probably a year.
That's the sad thing. We need to go find Jericho and beat him up now.
Okay, first of all, with the amount of steroids he's probably taken by now, it might be easy. He's used to fake shots.
I don't know.
I hope he doesn't walk around the corner. You want to beat him up, and you're calling him easy, poor guy.
Well, he is easy and sleazy. Easy and sleazy.
I have nothing to say to that. I don't know. It's this show. I mean, we've
talked about everything.
We have talked about nothing.
But also everything.
Okay, this is the Jerry Seinfeld of podcasts.
I'm okay with that.
I'm not. I hate Jerry Seinfeld.
Well, then get off the island. You're the weakest link. Goodbye.
Woohoo!
I just combined multiple shows all in one, and still made it relevant.
And yeah, a bunch of 1990 references.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we can talk about the one that we were planning to talk about, which was what happened in Vancouver of DC being a little bit too egotistical with their...
Oh, yes. That was actually what we were going to go off and talk about. I haven't actually read the article, but apparently some guy a little pissy. It was like some...
There's a real estate agent in Vancouver who calls himself the superhero of real estate. Well, apparently DC doesn't like this and claimed copyright and is pretty much, I think they're suing him or they've asked him to cease and desist because they own the copyright to it all. Even though he is not using any DC character, the portrait that he showed is nothing to do with DC or anything like it, but they are putting their thing out there.
Okay, I haven't read the article, so I can't really comment. I do know that the whole issue around copyrights to comic book characters is kind of up in the air because they are constantly fighting to keep those characters out of public domain. Superman and Batman within the next couple of years could become public domain if DC is not careful. So that means you could literally see Superman or Batman in a Marvel comic book very soon.
That would be very interesting, actually. Batman versus Wolverine.
There's been some DC and Marvel several years ago. I don't know if you're old enough to remember this. They actually did a series of crossovers. I can't remember who fought who in them.
I've heard rumors of them, but never been able to find them myself.
So, babe,
But I've been searching.
That was several years ago. Of course, that was back when I think both companies were in serious financial trouble, and they were doing pretty much anything to sell comic books.
And now only DC is in serious financial ruin.
Oh, well, after some of the movies. Okay,
We have an audience.
Okay, seriously, stop choking those dogs.
I'm sorry. They stole my bone.
We don't want to know about
This is
that.
not choking his wiener dog.
Wiener dog ran away.
Okay,
Bad puns.
this show is quickly going to the dogs.
In more ways than one. There's... Oh, okay, wait, that's female. Never mind. I thought there was a guy riding on the back of a motorcycle hugging another guy.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah,
Wait,
what's wrong with
The
that,
fact that he was
Sean?
like halfway up the back, well, slightly disturbing.
You don't know what's going on there.
I don't want to know what's going on there. It's going to sound really bad if Bubbles' voice didn't pick up on this microphone at all, and I'm literally sounding like I'm talking to myself.
You are talking to yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, Amy says we went from random cat to random dogs.
Okay, what random cat?
Luna.
Luna.
Yeah.
Fuzzy.
Oh, and Fuzzy. Yes. We've had multiple random animals on our show. Now we have a Bubbles.
Technically, we had a dragon.
We had a dragon, yes.
Yeah.
A bearded dragon, actually.
Yep.
Now we've had cats, we've had dogs, we've had birds, we've had random police officers. That was an interesting episode.
That was an interesting episode, yes.
We've been interrupted by a lot of random things.
And
now we got someone screaming.
and airplanes,
Oh,
Let
airplanes.
them out from under the table.
monkeys.
I swear they're doing this for fun now. Oh, yes, and there was the random cat that was attacking my yard. Which hasn't been seen since, and no, I did not poison it. I couldn't find the poison.
Oh, maybe it's just got spurred so that it senses you when you come
No, the
close.
rabbits migrated, so the cat's like, nah, there's no more food here, so it ran away.
Okay.
But I'm okay with that.
I'm just trying to come up with anything, to go off and to add to the show, and keep realizing there's little hope for this episode.
There is little hope for this episode. We're pretty much winging it, which is horrible.
We are winging it worse than normal. But I mean, hey, so
we need a bigger live audience next time.
So
Okay, hang on.
Show's almost over.
okay, so I'm going to bring up something. If you guys go to my Twitter account @thatmasguy, pinned to the top is a tweet where I have suggested that if we can get 20 likes for the tweet, Captain Fizz and I will have a chicken wing contest.
7-Eleven Ghost Pepper Chicken Wing eating contest.
And the story behind this is that both he and I have tried the supposed ghost pepper chicken wings, and they are not that hot. So I, came up with the idea. So for each of us, and I'm going to leave this up to you on how many each we have to eat.
20.
No, not you. You do not get any say in this, Bubbles. This is up to Captain Fist, since I'm the one who came up with the challenge. You have to come up with the number of wings we each have to try to eat.
99.
200.
And we'll see how it goes. But for this to happen, we need to get 20 likes
See,
tweet.
I actually countered that and said if we got 10.
We're already, technically speaking, between that tweet and the one where I went off and subtweeted it, we are at 12.
He subtweeted a tweet.
You can subtweet it. Oh, shut up.
He's a tweeter.
So, okay, we'll stick with 20.
We'll stick with 20. That will be up. That tweet will be pinned to the top of my account till the end of the week. If we can get to 20, then we will go off and we will live stream this